Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to the One Perspective to Another podcast. I am your host, A. Sanders, here with another episode. Last week I did episode 113, but it was really 112. So this week is actually 112, but it's really 113. But we just gonna make them both evergreen. And this episode is something that I wrote that is important to me and just people, a message to people and their individual self, if that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. Evergreen episode, short, quick, sweet episode. But first I want to give a shout out and a salute to everybody who listens, everybody who tells two friends to tell two friends. The viewers or the listeners are increasing and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for keeping me consistent and having me do this every week. Yeah, man, so still a lot going on in the world. But this podcast is especially for the people who are going through a lot right now, the people who are mourning things, the people who are dealing with grief, the people who are having to work when they are in pain, who can't provide for their families, who people who don't have enough money, to the people who are unemployed, the people who are not seen, the people who are going through emotional abuse, going through relationship shit, going through family issues, going through relationship shit going on with their parents, being a child in a relationship with their parent and don't have no control because they toxic. For everybody who going through some shit that ain't got nothing to do with the world, this is for you. Just want to let you know that you're not alone and that you are seen, because we are all dealing with some shit that people don't know anything about. We all got our problems, where there's people who are, hate to say this shit, but like women who are abused and raped, and people who are just sick to their stomach and do terrible things to people, like all the toxic and just negative shit in the world, and people who got to deal with that in the aftermath of that. This is particularly to make sure that you are seen and heard as well. So, without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into it. But before I do, I'm just going to say that I'll read it and then just go over my thoughts and feelings behind it. So here we go. The more I sit back and watch the world in 2020, the more I see the hypocrisy of people. Everything that has gone on in 2020 from the events, whether you believe in them or not, whether they are forced by something or created by natural causes. The one thing that I see very little of is humility. It's all yelling and nobody listening. Two sides at every fight not being seen or heard. These fights aren't even about the people or the cause. It's just about being right. Pride and who's at the forefront of our rage. Instead of communicating and understanding one another, whoever is right versus wrong still doesn't change the fact that somebody is suffering. It may not be you right now, but it may be you someday. This is the first time in a long time that the world has experienced something together. We see how things have gotten. I make many issues that have complexity simple, but isn't that the goal of everything? Making everything manageable. Simplify, reduce, make better. Maybe I have too much hope again. Yes, we are living in a very harsh reality right now, but you make a choice. I say this to say communication is not yelling. It's not low blows. It's listening. It's forming the needs versus the wants. It's actually just talking. People don't read minds. This isn't about the world. This isn't about the government. This isn't about racism. This isn't about pandemics. This is about you. Can you do the things that make things easier on your home front, in your world. Yes, we are all in this together, but don't bring toxicity from your individual one of your world. Make time before you speak. Some of our actions aren't a tweet that can be deleted. As always, it's just my perspective. And to sum up this thing, this little, I guess I don't even know what to call it, but my thought process behind it is just seeing people being so toxic to one another. Like, we in the backdrop of a pandemic, certain people don't believe that something's going on. Other people believe, with all the masks and the back and forth. It's just like, whether you believe in it or not, like, just be respectful to another person. It's a lot of videos of motherfuckers just going crazy at fast food places and just acting like it's the end of the world. But the main reason why I wrote it is because it's a lot of people who are going through the same thing that they were going through before. And then on top of that, there's everything else going on that we're all experiencing right now. So this is the part where it makes more sense for them to be seen, because they're dealing with shit times two. Dealing with pain, dealing with hurt, dealing with finances, dealing with all the shit that they had prior to it. And I'm not here to be like the, oh, woe is me on these people. It's just giving somebody some light, giving somebody a thought, a little piece of a hope, helping them out whenever they might need it. You ain't got to pay everybody's fucking bills off. Everybody ain't no millionaire, but just providing a little help, a little space, offering a meal, offering help, offering aid, moving something, like just little shit, just the little humanity of things. And like I said, I understand these are complex situations and problems that we are dealing with, not only in America, but in the world right now. But to simplify everything that we do and just make it something that is simple goes a long way. Because we can fight and bicker all we want, but it doesn't solve anything of the cause. The way I was feeling in episodes before talking about Black Lives Matter, I still feel all those feelings. Just because it's not trending anymore doesn't mean that it's not important anymore. It's not just dormant. It's not just a part of the media cycle. Like, those feelings, those emotions still are there. Every time, every time I wake up, every time I leave the house, whether it's smoky outside, whether it's COVID outside, whether it's a bright sunny day and everything's peachy, the feelings are still there. And it's people who are dealing with other feelings of being sick or being chronically ill or having cancer or having an abusive parent or having not enough financial support or not having a place to live, not having anything to eat, not having anything to give your children to eat, not having to be able to bring your children to school, not having a place for your children to stay after school while you're at work. These are all things that millions of people are still trying to figure out. Not having a place to stay, not having enough food to go buy it at the grocery store, just little shit. We can all sit up here and say like, oh yeah, it's not affecting us and this is just the way it's supposed to be, and like, oh, just go get a job. But it's not about the simplicity of that. It's about just being a human being and showing compassion to people sometimes. And it doesn't mean that you gotta be all up on them like they don't want pity and all that shit. It's just acknowledging like, yo, we are going through a difficult time right now. And it's important that you show not only yourself, but the people around you, that just because they are on bad times does not mean that they're any less important. Doesn't mean that they aren't able to be seen. Doesn't mean that their feelings aren't valid. Doesn't mean that what they're experiencing is anything that anybody else hasn't been through before. And even if they have, maybe they can relate with them and tell them something that they don't know and help them provide. Because that's what the ultimate goal is, right? Is to provide value to people instead of letting our egos take over us and arguing about the same 4 fucking things all fucking day, and that shit doesn't lead us anywhere. The goal is not about even being whatever it is that you're doing. It's about creating the consistency and moving forward. And not a lot of people are doing that right now, and that's the main reason why I wrote that and talked about it, and it's on my mind, and giving the people who are in those situations some light, some hope, letting them know that they are seen. So with that being said, that's just my thought for this week. Short and sweet. Hopefully it's evergreen. Maybe I can look back in 2030 and see how far we've come. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better than it is today. And even if it's not, hopefully I can, just myself in a selfish way, maybe I can grow and add some change to it. But that's all I got for this episode. I will catch you on the flip side. Sleepers coming up. Hope everybody has a good week. Stay blessed, stay humble, stay passionate, stay consistent. Don't worry about the haters. Just tell them fuck you and move on. Keep your self-esteem high, keep your love high, and as always, it is just my perspective, and I will catch you on the flip side.
Ay, you ain't even gotta say it. Misunderstood, don't need to be complicated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just give me loyalty, cause love is overrated. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you love when we shaded. Dot, they hate it when we isolated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just want your loyalty, the love is overrated. Are you down to bleed the streets with me? Or could you be blinded by all this sights you see? I'm willing to give you all this love I got, but no relationships involved. I just need your loyalty, that's all. Don't need love, you ain't even gotta say it. Misunderstood, don't need to be complicated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just give me loyalty, cause love is overrated. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you love when we shaded. Dot, they hate it when we isolated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just want your loyalty, the love is overrated. Yeah, you know I'm forever late. Money ain't nothing if you got nobody to share it with. Heart on my sleeve, don't got a problem with wearing it. Time ain't free, so if you got it, then cherish it. You know the code never switch, my love is legit. You know I'ma go all out for my shit. If we ever fall out, get it grip, get it right back. And if it's up, let it stick, and it's like that. You ain't even gotta say it. Misunderstood, don't need to be complicated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just give me loyalty, cause love is overrated. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you love when we shaded. Dot, they hate it when we isolated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just want your loyalty, the love is overrated. Are you down to bleed the streets with me? Or could you be blinded by all these sights you see? I'm willing to give you all this love I got, but no relationships involved. I just need your loyalty, that's all. Don't need love.